Good morning, everyone. Okay, I finally have a chance to talk to you. Okay, so as you saw from our first video, the one with quantities, with the shopping list, we have a chance to review how to talk about quantities. So let's review the table. This is on your book. It's page 206. So let's review countable, uncountables, nouns, but also how to use some, any, no, and everything else. Okay, how many and how much is to ask about quantity. How many would be for plural. How much would be for singular. Okay, let's pretend. Pretend in English means fingere. Let's pretend we open our fridge and we ask ourselves, how many apples are there in my fridge? How many? Because I can count apples, all right? But for example, if I want to know about milk, I can ask how much milk have we got, or butter. How much butter have we got? All right? Now, some, any, no, and some, any, no, as you see, we use both for both countable and uncountables. So, let's use apples for countables, and let's use butter, burro, for uncountable. Okay, I open my fridge and I say, yes, there are some apples. Or, yes, there is some butter. So we use some in affirmative sentences. Okay, I open my fridge and I say, oh, there aren't any apples. Or there isn't any butter. So I use any in negative sentences and also in questions actually. But negative sentences only if the verb is negative. So you can use no in negative sentences, but when the verb is not negative. I give you an example. So I can say there aren't any apples, but the same would be there are no apples. So I can use any or no in negative sentences, but in any I have to have a negative verb. In no, the verb must be positive. I can also say the same, there isn't any butter, or there is no butter. That would be the same. Okay, there is another easy thing because a lot of and lots of is the same for singular, for plural and singular. So I have lots of apples, or I have lots of butter. Okay? Many is only for plural, much is only for singular. And I use both in negative sentences. So there aren't many apples, there isn't much butter. I don't use much in positive sentences, only negative or questions. A few or a little is small quantity. Few would be plural, right? So I have few apples. That would mean poche mele. I have little flour or poca farina. Too many is troppi, right? So to talk about an excessive quantity. So I have too many apples. They don't fit in my fridge because my fridge is too small. Too much is the same. Oh, you put too much sugar in my coffee. I don't like sweet coffee, so you put too much sugar, troppo. Enough, not enough would be abbastanza, non abbastanza, and that would be the same for both countable and uncountable nouns. So, for example, I haven't got enough apples, or I haven't got enough butter, or I have enough butter and I have enough apples to cook my apple pie, for example.